Shabbat Shalom, and greetings to you all. And of course, happy birthday, Helen. Now, how's your spring going? Well, with the 24 inches of snow blowing in by the latest nor'easter, you have to wonder about the change in climate. It's busy plaguing the world. I'm as restless as a willow in a windstorm, jumpy as a puppet on a string. I'd say I had spring fever, but I know that it isn't spring. That might as well be spring. Certainly is not feeling like it, but it's coming. Get ready for it. We see the days are longer. The sun is out sometimes. And don't forget, when you rush outside to see the total eclipse, don't stare at it without wearing the proper glasses. And we're only a week away from the Masters golf tournament, which is always a signal of spring for millions in the Northeast. And pretty soon all the summer cars will come out of the garage. Okay, it's freezing weather, but nothing's perfect. And don't forget, we're only 3 weeks now to Passover. The most important of the biblical holidays, and one that you should honor for its purpose of granting you freedom. And perhaps, never more than now, do we have to make it real for ourselves and our families. And with it, of course, we'll be doing the public memorial, the Yizkor service, where we honor and elevate the souls of our loved ones, all of our loved ones. Start thinking of who you would like us to light a candle for and start sending in names. And it's okay to light a candle for the world on the verge of destruction and crazier than ever. Did you ever think you would see the acceptance of genocidal behavior in your lifetime? I certainly did not. Every time someone calls for Israel to stop fighting to defend itself, it's another shout for the terrorist organization that swore to its destruction. Oh, wait, that group's actually pretty big and includes several countries and the world's spokespeople at the UN. Let's scream and demonstrate and hope for freedom for the poor victims in Gaza, the population not given medical care, food, shelter, water, the right to peaceful lives. Oh, wait, they live like that all the time. Make sure you don't call for the freedom of the hostages, the 8-month-old infants, the 80-year-old grandparents who were simply sitting at home enjoying the Sabbath when brutally attacked. Make sure you light a candle for them. And we say a prayer. Light a candle. Think of, send goodwill. You elevate the soul of somebody you love. You bring their spirit love. It is a symbol of love, and everybody, every soul, every spirit, every one of us, man and animal, needs somebody to love and somebody to love us. When the truth is found to be lies, when all the joy within you dies, when you want somebody to love, somebody to love. Would you love somebody to love? You can find somebody to love. It's so important to honor the memory of those who came before. Because someday, one last person will remember you for the last time. From that day forward, no one ever will. That may be one of the reasons people seek to leave a legacy. Whether for family, for community, for country. For some it's wealth, maybe buildings, but it is also memories and feelings. So let's take this opportunity to come together, putting differences aside, as we form a community, because we are a like-minded group, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, love, any and all love. A true chavur, a fellowship. Expressing an edge of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. Sharing, bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though we're together, we're individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody in. Some physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all to gather and share. From Psalm 133, the Hinei Matov. How good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. Community. Together. And we support each other in this community, my friends. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the entire world. Remember, this is you just setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct when you go offline. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. So let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Let's send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to everyone you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everyone. Flows through space, finding those that need. So send it out for those you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people, it's for our pets, it's for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. And a part of the healing of the world is when we send thoughts, energy, for health, renewal, goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It is for anybody who's in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere. And always special thoughts and prayers for those who truly are in need of assistance. We pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them. We want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us. For Roxanne, Suzanne, for Thomas and Rebecca. For Gary and the Cardinal, Rodolfo, Giselle. For Mirjana and Stargate. Barbara, Kathleen and Carla, for Mina, Jessica, for Leanne and Gabby and Lucy and Marilyn and Maria, for Charles, for Pinky and Gloria and Pam, for Steph, Joel and Andy, for the great builder and his familiar, for John and Maria, for Teresa, Doria, for Johnny and Fern, for Ronnie, Connie, for Tally and Maya, for Snoopy, and Nina and Danny, for all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include the familiars of our lives, all our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everybody you know in need, for the whole world, and for the bee friends. It is the kindness. It's the healing wishes, the goodwill and love. We all send out. Just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Makor May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make a lot of blessings. The renewal of heart. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Yishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing. We should call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Yishaberach, may He be blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. So here we are. First part of the ordination ceremony took place last week, and we have sat in the tent and waited. Now we have part two of the story of the birth of the most powerful group in history, the priesthood, as we read Shemini, 8th, Leviticus 9:1. And it was on the 8th day Moses called to Aaron and to his sons and to Israel's elders. Now we're going to see what we were promised last week, the creation of the priesthood. And with the inauguration of this first cohort, we see how specific and how unbending it can be, as we see the death of Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu. And then we're introduced to the concepts of clean and unclean food and animals, just what's clean and unclean. These have been with us for thousands of years and are all still so misunderstood. We're now halfway through the Torah. Take some time, congratulate yourself for making it this far, my friends. For some, it's perhaps your first time with the Bible. For others, it may be your 3,000 and something. And I bet without studying, you've all learned something new each week. Maybe even saw how these words from thousands of years ago can still resonate within your soul today. Remember, I've told you before that prior to there being liturgy as we know it, prior to there being any kind of a prayer service, prior to there being any formal observation from a religious perspective, there was simply simple and easy daily routine. And we've been blessed to see that there were only two pieces in this early part of the routine. The recitation of what became known as the Shema, the simple 6-word ode to monotheism. Listen, Israel, the Lord is God, the only one. There's only one God. Isn't that what it says? And it is for the multitude, because it is for anyone who has struggled with God. Listen, any of you who have struggled with belief, with faith, God is God. Whatever name you choose, Lord, God, Creator, Spirit, whatever name you like. He, she, it, alone is the source of all emanation. It is an incredibly powerful statement of supreme power. So that simple acknowledgement of there only being one God was stated for many, many years, along with the 10 things, the 10 words, the 10 declarations, Asheret HaDevarim, the 10 commandments. No other gods. There's only one. No image or likeness of God. We can't make God appear to be like something we create. No swearing, which really meant no oath making on God's name. Remember to cease, honor your roots, do not murder, do not commit adultery, do not steal, do not be a false witness, that is, don't lie, and do not covet. What in that list would you not be willing to do? What in that list would you not expect others to not do? Isn't that a pretty good package of behavior when you think about it? Isn't that enough? Well, you know what? It's about to change, because the elite force that we've seen initiated is going to develop and change everything around it. Leviticus 9:22. And Aaron raised his hands to the people and blessed them. And he went down from making the sin offering and burnt offering and the peace offering. And Moses and Aaron came to the tent of meeting, and they went out and blessed the people. And the Lord's glory appeared to all the people, and fire came out from in front of God and consumed the burnt offering and the fats on the altar. And all the people saw, and they shouted, and they fell on their faces. Look at that. All these great sacrifices and offerings. And God's glory appeared to all the people, and it was a great show. Fire came forth. It consumed everything. Everyone was thrilled. What a show. We then get the first real story of this book. Remember, there's only two. Leviticus 10:1. And Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, each took his fire holder. They put fire in them and set incense on it. And they brought forward unfitting fire, which he had not commanded them in front of the Lord. It's not clear just what Nadab and Abihu's offense is. The text says they bring fire that is zarah, unfitting, unrequested, that God had not commanded them. Now some have taken this to mean foreign fire, and therefore they've related Nadab and Abihu's act to foreign worship, that is, to another god. But the reality is we don't know. These are guesses. What we do know is the orders of God are quite exact, and his words have consequences. They strayed, and fire came out from in front of the Lord and consumed them, and they died in front of the Lord. The exact same description as happened with the burnt offering. Fire came out from in front of the Lord. Happens here in the exact same fashion. At first glance, Nadab and Abihu appear to be transgressors who didn't listen to the word of God and were punished as a result. Perhaps that's true. the commentaries and Midrashim, they paint a very different picture of Nadab and Abihu, just as they do about Esau, as well as the circumstances surrounding their death. Now, I'm not going to go into them, but suffice it to say, you're going to read that they were the greatest of the great, they were clean from sin, that God treasured them. You're even going to read they were considered the reincarnation of the positive aspects of Adam and Eve's son Cain. So not all answers are so readily apparent. Now, the new priesthood was just sitting there for 7 days being inaugurated, about to create far more questions than answers. People asking questions. Lost in confusion. Well, I tell them, there's no problem. Only solution. They'll shake their heads. Look at me, as if I lost my mind. I told them there's no hurry. I'm just sitting here doing time. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round. I really love to watch the road. No longer riding on the merry-go-round. I just had to let it go. So what went wrong? How did such incredible souls end up dying what may be the most bizarre and tragic of deaths in the Bible? To be taken just like a sacrifice. That's one of those things we're never going to know. There's a lot of parts of the Bible we look for answers. We get questions. And questions, my friend, are the key to life. Now, according to the Torah, leaders don't get away with more because of their positions. Instead, priests, prophets, kings, rabbis, presidents, they suffer harder consequences. Or at least they used to. God then speaks to Aaron alone for the first time and gives new instructions. You shall not drink wine and beer, you and your sons with you when you come to the tent of meeting, so you won't die. It's an eternal law through your generations, and to distinguish between the holy and the secular, between the impure and the pure. Now remember, I said this book is built on one verb, divide, hivdel. We're going to see constant references to divisions and distinctions. That's known to the ancient world all too well as tameh and tahor, impure and pure. And it leads to one of the most complex sections, not just in the Torah, but in Judaism itself. Leviticus 11:2. Speak to the children of Israel, saying, this is the animal that you shall eat out of all the domestic animals that are on the earth. The laws of permitted and forbidden animals add further restrictions to the sacrificial laws. God requires not only ritual slaughter, priestly performance, and location at the tent of meeting. God delineates to Moses and Aaron which animals may be eaten as well. Now, before Noah, man appears to have been an herbivore. After the flood, his carnivorous behavior turned him into an omnivore. And God seems to have made an open season on food, and now he's giving a list. Well, I tried to amend my carnivorous habits, made it nearly 70 days. Losing weight without sweet and safflower seeds, drinking lots of carrots and soaking up rays. But at night I had these wonderful dreams, some kind of sensuous treat, not zucchini, fettuccine, or home cooked meat, but a big warm bun and a huge chunk of meat. Oh, Jimmy, we miss you. That cheeseburger may be paradise, but we would soon find out more rules are coming, and it's not so kosher. The kashrut rules are complex and unexplained. In fact, we guess at what some of the animals and birds mentioned are. We don't actually know. Explanations based on health and hygiene. Well, you know what? They're actually quite difficult to defend, both because the text never states this, and because such explanations cannot be consistently applied to the cases. Popular claims about unhealthy habits of pigs, for example, apply equally to various fowl that are permitted. Now, for the larger purpose of coming to an understanding of Leviticus, it's important for now to note the fact of distinction and how seriously and pervasively it's developed here in regard to a basic function of life. This list confirms the explicitly by concluding this is the instruction, Torah, for animal and bird and every living being that moves in the water and for every being that swarms on the earth to distinguish, lahabdil, between the impure and the pure, and between the living thing that is eaten and the living thing that shall not be eaten. We need food to survive, so this goes to the heart of our ability to live. Now notice the list is now given. It's simply a list. You can eat this, you can't eat this. We're not told why. And isn't that the question we really face? Why? Perhaps it's not asked enough. It is the deepest of the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, why. We often ask why and rarely get an answer. And don't just take because as an answer. It's not an answer. You always have a right to why. The laws of permitted and forbidden animals. Why? Now notice the distinction, permitted and forbidden. It is going to be said time and again with slight modification, but similar meaning, pure and impure, clean and unclean. It echoes back to creation. Everything we read comes from separation and division. Friends, the larger purpose of coming to an understanding of Leviticus is to note the fact of distinction and how seriously and pervasively it is developed here in regard to a basic function of life, eating. From there it spreads to everything. How much has this idea of division, distinction, segregation contributed to our ongoing view of life and society, where we divide everything? How difficult it can be to not distinguish when everything has been based on distinction. How much does this foster our views of opposites, the world we live in? Clean, unclean, permitted, forbidden, right, wrong, black, white. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace, freedom for everyone, an end to terror and hatred, freedom for the hostages. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate with each other, we love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. We're all the same. Let's all send out love, not fear, send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do, learn to forgive, learn to love. Open your hearts, honor the relationships of your life, tell those you love that you love them. Examine your intention. Use them to imprint the will on the universe, because we set in motion all that happens in our lives. It is our intention, our kavanah, our cause, our effect. It's all linked. You always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have that knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you have done wrong. To yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But always do so with accountability, sincerity, and vulnerability. We need to forgive those who have hurt us as we learn to be forgiving and compassionate people. Because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people, in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So keep on dreaming, my friends. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love, because it's always in front of you. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of your real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all life circumstances. Love at the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you. And never accept shame as a natural state, because whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you have experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We're here to help each other, because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. You're never alone on your journey. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Keep asking why. Listen to the voice of God as he, she, it, them, they, whatever, talks to you and reminds you, you are what you eat. Ginger sleep with a pineapple heart. Coffee dessert gets drunk, it's good news. But you'll have to have them all pulled out after the Savoy truck. You know that what you eat you are, but when it's sweet down, so sad. Oh no, blibby blah da. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends. Keep sharing the light. Practice forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourself. Spread a little goodwill to the world. Continue to be the miracle in someone else's life. Be an example. And teach someone how you became free. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Thanks. Bye.